I just went to the doctor and I got an updated in-body scan. This is the same doctor that prescribes my peptides and my TRT. So it was my 6-month update. So I figured I'd just go ahead and do it a week early since I was already there. So I want to tell you what this new scan says as far as how the peptides, the CJC 1295 and the ipamorelin are treating me. And I'm going to compare it to my last scans, which were total garbage. Totally hot garbage. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I've been documenting this peptide process, this experiment, since day one. I got videos showing you my dosage, what it all looks like, the ins and outs, the weekly updates, the good, the bad, the in-between. I'm a 46-year-old dude. I'm just doing it because I saw all these people talking about how great they were, but nobody seemed to actually be doing it unless they were selling it. I don't have any to sell you, so hit subscribe, go back and watch those videos. So my scan, you know, whenever I did those other scans, and just to catch you up to date if you haven't watched those other videos, my first 2 scans of this experiment in cycle 1, so my cycle started in March, so I did March and April. The first 2 scans I did was at the end of those cycles were awesome. I had 2 scans in a row where fat went down and muscle went up. And if you look at my older scans, that never has happened to me before. It's always both up or both down, which is a pretty common thing. So I'm thinking, man, 2 scans in a row, they're a month apart, where the fat went down and muscle went up. I was thinking like, man, these peptides are doing work. So I'm pumped for cycle 2. Cycle 2 comes along and I do a scan at the end of the first month and it says I have lost 3 pounds of muscle and lost 0 fat. Like almost like the worst case scenario for like trying to gain muscle and lose fat. So I'm like, well, that's pretty weird how that has happened. So I thought, you know what? Let's see what this next scan says, because I thought maybe that machine was broken. Maybe those numbers were so bad, I thought maybe it needs calibrated. Something was wrong. Like, was it plugged in? Was it connected to the internet? It doesn't have to connect. So, you know, I tried to figure it, and at some point I'm like, you know what? I just have to keep doing the work. So the new scan, unfortunately, proves or still shows those same trends that I saw on those bad scans at the end of the first month of cycle 2. Unfortunately, not a calibration issue, because this one shows that my body fat percentage went up again, which it had gone down those first 2 scans of the experiment. It's gone up now for 2 in a row. In fact, it is now at 19.5. My last scan I did a month ago was 18.7. So it went up almost 1 percentage point in 30 days. My skeletal muscle mass went up slightly, just under a pound. It went up from 119.7 to 120.4, so a slight silver lining there. But my overall weight went from 254 up to 258.8, almost 5 total pounds of weight, and less than a pound of that was muscle. So you're just like, well, that's not great. I did see also, though, on this new scan, it shows I have about a pound more of water weight than I had on that last scan, so maybe a pound of it's there. But ultimately, my body fat percentage went up again. So, unfortunately, not a calibration issue. You know, one of the things I've said is that I've committed to this process for at least 3 cycles. I'm about to end cycle 2. I've got another week and cycle 2's over, and then I take a month off and I come back and do cycle 3. You know, and in cycle 3, like, that's where I'm going to be looking. Like, something's got to happen here. I can't keep doing this, and I can't keep spending the money if it seems like I'm getting zero anything out of it. Now, I have to also look internally and at myself, like, am I dropping the ball here somewhere? I'm not really doing anything different that I didn't do in cycle 1 when I had all those good results, but maybe I got to dig harder, maybe I got to dig deeper, so I got a little bit of searching. But there is something else I wanted to mention here too, was my doctor brought up an interesting point, which was, and by the way, this is the same doctor, did I say this already? That's prescribing me the peptides and also the TRT. So since 2019, whenever I first started going to this doctor, whenever they started doing blood work, and by the way, I am getting my IGF-1 blood work done this time. I haven't got it before, but those of you that had asked, we're going to get some updates on that, and I'll have that blood work result in a couple days. I'll do another video for that. But in 2019, whenever I went in, the blood work showed that I had an irregular thyroid problem. So they diagnosed me with hypothyroidism, and they gave me some medicine for that. And I tried taking that medicine, and I felt like at the time that the things that they were telling me that I should be feeling because of the hypothyroidism, I wasn't. The sluggishness, some of those other side, and I was just like, I don't feel any of that, but I'll take the medicine anyways because the thing says that I'm. So I took it, and I felt like it made me feel different. That it made me feel off. So I stopped taking it, and I told them the next time I went in, I was like, I'm just not taking it because it made me feel weird. And they were kind of like, well, okay, we'll do another blood test and see what happens. So I do blood test every 6 months, and every single one, that number is still elevated over where it should be. So my numbers have been consistent as far as that goes. So the conversation we had today was essentially that perhaps we need to come back and look at the hypothyroidism again, because that can lead to your body's essentially lack of being able to burn fat, that it slows down your metabolism, and basically losing fat becomes a lot harder if you are not treating that. So We're going to see what this blood work looks like in a couple days, and if it is elevated again, I'm going to get back on that medicine and see if that makes any sort of impact. I don't know if I could just be sluggish all the time and I don't know it because maybe I'm just a sluggish guy. I don't know that I necessarily feel like I need that medicine to make me feel better throughout the day. But I do think I have to recognize that I've literally been doing this for 4 years, and every single scan, that number has been in the red for me, and I'm not taking the medicine for it. So, just kind of a caveat and kind of an add-on there, something kind of an eyebrow raise in context now with everything else going on. The fact that fat doesn't seem to be coming off, one eyebrow raise or 2 eyebrow raises. So thank you guys. I just wanted to update you on what was going on. Thank you all for, again, in the comments, the advice, the insight, and even those of you that are like, I'm going through this too, you're not alone. I appreciate all of that stuff because, again, I'm just some regular dude that is trying to just stay better and trying to figure out how to keep getting better and trying some new stuff just to see if this works. So I appreciate you guys jumping in the comments and all the new subscribers and everything. So another week of cycle 2, and then cycle 2 is done. I'm actually going to watch Vanilla Ice this weekend, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Vanilla Ice, Raw Base, All for One, and Tag Team. I don't know what Tag Team's going to sing besides like Whoop. Do they do like 20 minutes of Whoop There It Is? It's like a medley. Here's the next version of Whoop There It Is. And then they do. But I'm excited about that. So something to kind of take my mind off of it. And I'm probably going to smash pizza. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. So that's it. Thanks you all so much for watching, hanging out, and subscribing to this channel. We'll see you in a couple days whenever I come back with the blood work update. And we'll see what things look like. Peace out. See you then.